Hello, my friends, and this is a strange little article I have up on my Google. And forgive the sound of my tower fan going off in the background. What has been real strange around here in California? And I don't mind that. That has been like glitching out for I don't know how long. Strange things just be tripping. And this is one of those things that just trips. Anyway, if you're like me, and well, only a few can understand this, but I had to share a little back history with you guys. You see, I was born in California, but actually raised. I was born in California, but raised in Louisiana. I was taught various things from my late grandparents. God rest their souls. And for those who knew what was like being in the South, manners were everything. So, these are the 45 things only people grew up in the South will understand. And this article was sent to me by Sheena, in which she wanted me to cover this for quite some time, but because I've been so busy with everything, hallelujah, all Mr. Izzy is finally put to bed. Or put in the closet. I threw him in the closet. But yes, here we go with the 45 things only people who grew up in the South will understand. Sometimes the South feels like its own little country. I was born and raised in North Carolina when I spent summers scraping clay off the sides of a creek to make pretend pottery and catching lightning bugs in mason jars when the sweltering sun finally set. And no, I'm not making this up. This is how my voice naturally is. Excuse me. I've been living on the West Coast for years now, but every time I go back, the unique things about the South stand out to me even more. One of those strangers talking to me at the grocery store. You really expect me to say yes, ma'am? Or yes, sir? And for the love of God, why is it so humid? Here's some things, good, bad, and sometimes just plain weird, that only true Southerners can relate to. Number 1. You understand the peace and serenity that only the rustling branch of a weeping willow can bring. Oh, yeah. Number 2. You know the feeling of peeling your sticky skin bit by bit from the boiling leather seats of a car in July. Ugh. Number 3. You know with absolute certainty that anything can be fried, eaten, and enjoyed. And that's gospel truth right there. Anything, I'm going to stop right there. Anything in the South, they managed to cook, and it's fried, and it's eaten, and enjoyed. It's never wasted. That's the one thing I try to practice around here in my household. That food is meant to be eaten. It's meant to be enjoyed. It's not supposed to be wasted. Because if you waste it, that only means one thing. You couldn't eat it, and you did something wrong. Number 4. Honey, sugar, dumpling, pumpkin, and sweetie pie are usually not referring to food. And every time I hear my nickname, I kind of cringe. Especially if it has something to do with getting something. Number 5. You understand the feeling of complete and utter satisfaction when successfully getting a big drop off the end of a honeysuckle. Never tried it. I've never experienced it, so I wouldn't know. Number 6. You know that good food is even better when combined with other good food to make a casserole. Damn right. Damn right. That's what my aunt used to do. God rest her soul. Aunt Lou. but to the family, she called Auntie Sister. She used to make that. And when I used to stay at her house, and she used to cook like that. I used to stay at her house. Because when I was a kid, I used to stay at my grandparents' house. And if I didn't stay at my grandparents' house, I used to visit my auntie. And she's not that far off from where my grandparents were. So every time we visit, this is what happens. We always manage to get this. We always manage to get something there, like a little something there. Matter of fact, let me do this real quick. I know I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to actually do this on camera. Mainly I don't do this on camera, but I am going to do it on camera. Hopefully, the mic picks this up the entire time that I am doing this. Because as you can tell, I am actually doing this on camera. So if my voice goes off, that's because I turned off my fan. Okay, number 7. Talking to complete strangers in public is not weird. In fact, it's just good manners. You do it here, and that's something I kind of try to practice as much as I can. Especially when I go to a big convention like AX. I try to talk to as many people as I can and try to get in on a conversation, because that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, it usually happens during day 0 or within the other 3 days I'm there. So I try to at least mingle, because mingling is, a bit of something you should do. Number 8. Speaking of manners, you were grounded multiple times as a kid for forgetting your yes'ums and yes sirs. Now, being that I am from the South, I always say ma'am or sir. Even to my dad, I said, sir. That's just showing respect. When you say ma'am or sir, that's just showing respect. Number 9. Just because you ask for a Coke doesn't mean you want an actual Coca-Cola. We meant Sprite. Damn it! Fine, we'd like a soda. Because there's so many people out there who are just kind of like, well, I want this and I want that. See, when you're in the South, that shit don't matter. Whatever you get is considered a Coke. And speaking of which, whenever I went to Louisiana, there was a little store. And this little store actually had a following. It had comic books that were under $1. You had soft drinks and not Slurpees. You had slushies. Now, yeah, if you can remember slushies with like I think it was a beagle on it, that's what I'm talking about. Slushies. And if you hear my stomach, that's because I'm kind of recovering from a stomach flu or something. I like I said, I feel it's stress related. So I've been doing a lot in, here and work and, it's all that sort of thing. Give me a second here. Okay, sorry, back. I had to take care of some business. Excuse me, but like I said, I've been dealing with this stomach issue for about maybe 1 or 2 days. Well, this is my second day, so I'm eating a bit of something like some snap peas and carrots just to help my stomach. Like I said, stress related. But moving back on, we're going to number 10. You felt like you were actually suffocating from humidity? Is death by mugginess a real thing? What I've learned about being in South is that mugginess ain't nothing good. Ain't nothing good from humidity. I don't know which is worse. Because I went to Texas once, and it was humid. But compare that to going to Nevada. Now that place is humid. That place is straight up humid. I swear. It's like you even try stepping out. And all of a sudden you get only a second. You couldn't breathe. It's like you technically had to wait until it was evening so you could breathe. I mean, I've been to various places. I went to Palm Desert for a convention. It wasn't an anime convention. It was just like more like a seminar, and I was bored as hell. On top of that, it's just like Nevada. Since we were kind of close toward Nevada standards, yeah, that place is hot during the day, so you really couldn't just like be out there all day. You had to wait till night just to get a glimpse of the life out there, because you really couldn't breathe there. Desert, Texas, and maybe in a few places down south, but still, I'm telling you, you can't deal with it. Like, you couldn't breathe. It's like you felt this blockage in your chest. It's just not good. Number 11. You guys and you all are just incorrect ways of saying y'all. Y'all think I'm kidding, right? Y'all don't know shit. Hey, y'all. Let's play as a video game. There you go. Number 12. You feel completely okay talking shit about someone as long as you follow it with a heartfelt bless, aha. Oh, yeah. Especially, I mean this in the best way I can put it. Especially when it's after church and it's down south. People don't like each other down south on a Sunday. Especially when you go to a Baptist church. Because it never fails. I've noticed this. It's kind of like this. When you go to a Baptist church, I can outright say it, that there is some deep-seated hatred within the women. Not the men. The women. They have a deep-seated hatred for at least one another. If not for each other, it's like if they see one fine-looking woman walk down the aisle and she's giving that sway. And you know what I mean about that sway? It's like she got some gumption to show up here, and you see all them women just like, girl. Bless her heart, that little scamp trying to make out with the pastor. Or if it's not the pastor, it's the deacon, or whatever kind of title there is. But they call him preacher. They all call him preacher. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Baptist church. That's the reason why I stopped going. Number 13. I can say this proudly. The squeak of a porch swing and the slam of a screen door will always make you feel at home. That was technically every day when I stayed with my grandparents. Because the thing was, I shared many memories with my grandparents. Some, in fact, in which I spent most times with my grandpa sitting outside. We called him Papoy. So yeah, Mama and Papoy, and what Mama would do was, if I remember correctly, and I'm trying to do this as best I can, she'd be in the kitchen. She would fix something, and she would say, "Barney!" And I didn't say Barney, it's Boney. She said, "Barney!" I remember that all too well. He wouldn't answer, but he was like, mm-hmm. He would just do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, I missed him. I'm not kidding. I actually miss my grandparents. Because that was the only reason why that's the only reason why I would go to Louisiana. I would go to Louisiana just to see my grandparents and just to see my cousins. Now that the cousins are grown, the cousins are grown, my grandparents are long forgotten, and so is my dad. He too is sharing a place with my grandparents, and for the most part, whenever I used to come down there, I'd always make it a habit to come visit them, have a moment, and talk to them, see how they're doing. If it's one thing I really do miss, is doing that. After their deaths, I really, really want to do that. I show respect for my family, so therefore, yeah. Moving on. Number 14. It is nearly impossible to tell the difference between a snow day and the apocalypse. Gotta get that bread and milk before that 1 inch of snow falls. Where I lived in Louisiana, all we had there was rain. And I mean, whenever it happened, it poured down. You had thunder, lightning, hail, the whole works. And every time I would hear that hail be like, it sounded like a big ass drum roll. It's going, and it kept going, and it goes, and it kept going for hours and hours on end. But for some reason, it only happened when I went to sleep. Strangely and oddly enough. 15. You've tried and maybe even successfully fried an egg on asphalt. I ain't never tried that shit. I don't think I ever gonna try that shit. Number 16. Hell yes it is. Sweet tea is the only kind of tea. Get out of here with your unsweetened crap. Oh, that's so true. That's so true. This is the reason why, to this day, I always get some sweet tea. Because it's the southern in me, you know. You want sweet tea. You don't want none of that unsweetened shit. You want that. You want to have that taste. So that's the reason why whenever I go to the store, I always get some Arizona. I always get a big half-gallon thing of Arizona, and it's sweet tea. It's never unsweet. I always get green or half and half, which is half lemonade, half iced tea, or I would get some raspberry. You talk about good. That is good. Either that, or if I don't feel like it, then I always get some Lipton Brisk. And that shit's just as good too. Or if not that, hell, I would just get one of those big thing of those big canisters of like Country Time, or maybe even Koolaid. And I make some Koolaid. Y'all don't know about Koolaid, but Koolaid is the shit. Okay, Koolaid is the shit. Original Koolaid is the shit. It's whether you have cherry, fruit punch. It don't matter what flavor it is, as long as you had that Koolaid and it was iced cold. Oh man, that was the shit right there. That's the shit. To me, I love drinking lemonade, Koolaid, iced tea during the summertime. And maybe a bit of soda. But I love drinking Kool-Aid, lemonade, and iced tea during the summer. It just feels right. Number 17. You're able to orient yourself based on which church is on what corner. Yes. I remember the one church that we always used to go to because everybody and their mama was there. And you had to go to Grandma's church. That church to me was Beulah Baptist Church. And if you don't know what Beulah Baptist Church is, it's still there. But what I used to do when I was younger was it was like this. You only had 2 Sundays in which you go to Sunday school. And then there's a third Sunday in which you go to church. How I remember that now is way beyond me. But I remember you went to Sunday. It's like this. Their Sundays are much different over on the south side, different from me being on the West Coast. West Coast, here's what you do. Every Sunday was church. Or every Sunday is church. You know, every Sunday you go to church. It lasts for 3 hours, then you leave. Most times at my church, people leave around invitation or benediction. And the pastor hated that because you're not supposed to leave around invitation. Because most times he says, every head bowed, every eye closed, nobody moving, nobody leaving, I'm going to pray. Most times it doesn't pertain to me. So what I do is I kind of I keep my eyes open. I kind of notice how many people will just up and leave after he says every head bowed, every eye closed, nobody moving, nobody leaving. I'm going to pray. I'm one of those people that want to leave because I want to beat the rush. Because usually the choir leaves during that time as well because back in the day we had to change from our robes back into what we wore. Especially if you wore, say, a suit. What we did was we hung our suits and basically put on our robes, zipped it up, and walked out. in a single file line to church. I mean, it was on the grounds. So mind you, the robe room was on one side, the church was on the other end. So we had to basically go take our places down there, and we march in a single file line, take our seats, and bam. And how do I know this? Well, a guy like me, I am church oriented, but I've kind of broken away from it because I'm growing tired of politics and bullshit. But I remember it clear as day because I used to sing in a choir. They probably like, they still see me around the area because I teach Japanese there. But they know, I'm still an active member. Moving on. 18. Telling off other people's kids when pitching a fit is acceptable. What the fuck happened in that one? 19. Summer nights as a kid were spent catching lightning bugs, fireflies to the fireflies to the non-southerner in mason jobs. Yep. Of course, I can't go way back on that. It was totally different for me because we had barbecue. That's all. Barbecue. 20. Okay, 20. You or someone you reach true Southern Belle status when they got dolled up for a debutante ball. Lots of white dresses, lots of antiquated rules. I wouldn't know about that. That has to be like Mississippi or Kentucky or something like that. We never had that. 21. I know. Let's see. 21, 22. That's all right. 22, 21, and 22. Damn straight. Anybody can agree with me on this. Nowhere else in the country does biscuits better. And don't even get us started on chicken biscuits. Sometimes you dream about them. I can say this. You go to somewhere like Texas, Louisiana, probably Kentucky, Mississippi, maybe even one of the Carolinas, like North Carolina, South Carolina. If you go to somewhere like that and they know how to make some food, oh my God. No, you want thirds. You want fourths. You want fifths and sixths. As long as you know that's some good food they're serving, you do not want to leave. You're going to take your time there. You're going to enjoy yourself. There's no time for, oh, I got to go. No, you sit your ass down. You enjoy this meal that these people prepare for your ass. You sit there and you enjoy that meal. Because being South means that they had a strict code of conduct about togetherness. And being together means that, as a family, you basically sat around the table, you actually talked to each other, and that's a thing. That's a thing. And I'm saying this now because to this very day, I watch a show on YouTube that I usually watch on cable. It's called The Return of Superman, and The Return of Superman is about these Korean dads who take care of their children. Most of the times, they do take care of the children, and the moms usually show up sometimes. But the moms are usually kind of busy with their jobs and everything because they're trying to, support the family. Just like dads are trying to support the family, the moms are trying to support the family. But every time they get together, it's always love. It's always love. And they treat their kids different too. You don't really see them, yell at their kids like say come back here, boy, I'll whip your ass. You don't ever hear that. You don't ever hear that on that show. Basically, they talk to their kids. They don't scold their kids. They talk to their kids. And what they say is, was that right that you did that? How would you feel if this happened to you? Yeah, that's Mr. Izzy talking. I'm just going to just push him back over there. Anyway, number 22. You know that all barbecue is not created equal. Do not, under any circumstances, get Texas and Carolina barbecue confused. Two different tastes. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Two different tastes. I've had Texas barbecue. That's all I'm going to say. I never had Carolina barbecue, but I had Texas barbecue, and I had Louisiana barbecue, and I had California barbecue. California barbecue is done by my dad. Rest his soul. And, again, God rest his soul. And when he was alive, what he usually did was every Sunday, if it was either Sunday or Saturday, more likely it was Saturday. Every Saturday, or every other Saturday, he would barbecue outside on a grill. And I would be with him from start to finish. And the only thing I would do just to help him is basically paint the meat. I took a paintbrush designed for barbecue, dipped it in the sauce, and painted the meat. He flipped it over. I painted the meat. That was all I had to do. I call myself helping, so that's... And I was a kid, so mind you, I call myself helping, so therefore, paint the meat. You go to Texas, not much different. Except I think that the meat is slightly better. I've never been to North Carolina or South Carolina, so I couldn't say. Yes, number 23. I never heard of this, but to this day, I'm pretty sure it really did save some lives. Excuse me. I'm still having vegetables. Just kind of taking a break. Red on black, venom black, red on yellow, ChickfilA has saved the life of someone you know. It was just fun to say as a kid. It's kind of the equivalent of sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never hurt you. That's what it sounded like to me. 24. You use monogram towels, napkins, bags, pillows, wallets, and pens too many times to count. I'm going to move on that because I really can't say how funny that sounds. Oh, excuse me. Like I said, I'm having a rough time trying to get my stomach back down to normal. And mind you, I'm going to be doing some different videos this weekend since my stomach isn't too good. I really can't do any Let's Play videos. Because I had to be in a really good mood to do Let's Play videos, so I can't really do Let's Play videos. Not right now, anyway, not until my stomach gets back to normal. It's not a purse, it's a pocketbook. Wow, that's old school right there. 26. You call anyone from above the Virginia line a Yankee. Or when they come down for the summer or go to Duke, a damn Yankee. Damn Yankees. 27. You never ever forget to write a thank you note after attending a social gathering or receiving a gift. That's called manners. 28. What the hell's the remote control? Pass me the clicker or the changer. Don't pass me anything at all. Oh man. Yeah, that's what they call it back in the South. They don't call it remote control. They call it a clicker or a changer. Pass me the clicker over there. That's why I hear my. That's why I can hear my grandpa saying, "Pass me the clicker over there." Thank you, son. And I remember, the channels were so different too, because you had 2 channel 4s, 1 channel 11. And mind you, I'm going like this. You had 2 channel 4s, which was NBC. You had one channel 11, which was probably not Fox, but it was probably Fox anyway. It was either Fox or KCOP. Probably different. But this is what I remember. You had 2 channel 4s. 1 channel ABC. And usually I remember it from this. 2 and 7 were both channel 4. Channel 3 was ABC. Channel 10 was CBS. And all them other channels were something in between all that. 29. Taylor Swift ain't real country music, but we love her anyway. I don't even know about Taylor Swift. She strikes me as one of those better than Dow kind of girls. The ones I remember from high school anyway. Mama done told me about them fast girls. Mama also told me about them girls that travel in packs. Number 30. The struggle of craving ChickfilA on a Sunday is so real. Nah. See, if it was Sunday, you don't want that Chick-fil-A shit. You want some Southern fried chicken. Want some Southern fried chicken, some mashed potatoes and gravy, some corn on the cob, not cream corn, not canned corn, corn on the cob. And you wanted something to wash it down. Usually it'd be like a tall cup of lemonade. There you go. 31. You don't leave the local pool when a summer thunderstorm rolls in. You just wait it out for about half an hour until the sun and humidity is back in full force. Of course, I never went swimming. I never went swimming when I was in Louisiana. But here, every time there was like an outing, I went. Whether it was done by the Big Brothers or the school, I went. Because I knew that I'm going to do something stupid. The last time I remember doing something stupid, I was at Raging Waters. And yes, I did go up. And yes, this is what I did. I went up to the tallest part of the park, where it has all those twisty slides. I went up to the slide. I actually climbed up there, walked around so many flights of steps. I walked around the spiral staircase. I basically did this. I held on for dear life. What happened was, I went so fast that basically what I held on to, I couldn't hold on to it anymore because I was going so fast, and like all of a sudden, while I was going down, I was going in a spiral, so I'm like going through this whole entire chute in a spiral. And the entire time, when I actually reached touchdown, I basically went face first. Face first. I'm like, and I tried getting up, but I'm like, I was totally out of it. So so a lifeguard came, revived me, and I'm like, I had to shake it all off. And it's like this: whenever it's me in water, there's something stupid is going to happen. Because I've done it in California, I've done it in Japan, and let's just say I've done it twice here in California. One was at Raging Waters. The other was at Catalina Island. Yeah, it was on Catalina Island. I remember it was our senior trip, and I went there. Well, yeah, it was my first senior trip, and the second time I went to Catalina Island twice. One was during a senior trip. The other was a Big Brother's outing because we went fishing. That was real cool. That's probably the only time I remember going fishing. This is something fierce that I could just say no. I don't do that. You take your whiskey and bourbon very seriously. The only person that drank hard was my dad, because he used to drink whiskey. He used to drink I forgot what it's called. Hennessy. No, yeah, I remember Hennessy. He used to drink Hennessy when I was younger, and when I was in Dare, when I attended Dare, what I did was I did the following. I poured all his beer into the toilet. I poured his booze in the toilet. I even broke all his cigarettes in the toilet. Crumpled them up, just chucked them down there, and I flushed every bit of it down. He was mad as hell about what I did, but I called it trying to save his life. I was a real crazy kid. Not fucked up, just really crazy. Alright, sorry for that. It's not a shopping cart, it's a buggy. Piggly Wigglies. That's the only place I can remember being in the South. Piggly Wigglies. There was no Rouse, there's no Walmart, not even a Kmart, just Piggly Wigglies. If y'all can remember Piggly Wigglies, you know what I'm talking about. Next, 34. You can't see a bottle of pink wine without saying Deanna Carter's Strawberry Wine in your head and smiling to yourself about summer love and simpler times. Yeah. I'll say this. When I was in Another time when I was in Louisiana, when I was in the summer, I had this crush on this girl, and I was living with my aunt during that time, and we used to walk together. Me and her sister. We used to walk together because we went to the same college. Now, mind you, I that was then I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I really didn't know what the hell I was doing when I was down there. I thought, I knew what I was doing, but apparently, by then, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing in college. That's why it's like, I should go to college if I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It took me a couple of years to figure out what I'm really good at. Writing stories is what I'm really good at. That's why I kind of went, I kind of picked up on my craft and I just kept doing that. So therefore, I just say, well, I'll just write. If I can't really make up a story on the fly, I'll just go to my head as reference or watch something for reference and just say, oh, so that's what I can do. $35. This is definitely Sheena right here. The rivalry between Sheena Marie Bach and 40 Warrior. And I just want to say, yeah, I'm going to move on because y'all both crazy as fuck. College sports rivalries are a religion to you. You're a Tar Heel or a Blue Devil. It's Bama or Auburn. There's no in between. Well, to be quite honest, when I used to be in LSU, Tigers. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Tigers. Don't come to me about that shit because I do not follow sports the way y'all follow sports. Y'all make that a motherfucking religion. My God, y'all think your team is the hottest thing since stink on shit. My God, it's only a fucking ball game. Y'all don't have to really be all antsy and shit when you talk about a goddamn ball game. Oh, but this is it, and then I could just, and this is just me. Sometimes I'm listening in on their conversation when they're talking about sports. I'm like, could you please shut the fuck up about the goddamn sport? Sometimes, I mean, goddamn. Yeah, so your team lost. Big fucking deal. It's not the end of the world, which is what I would like to say. And Sheena, how she is. She would yell at me just because I just spoke the truth. It's just the game. You don't need to get mad at anybody just because your team lost or something like that. I'm being real on this. Sometimes when I watch the baseball game and my team don't win, I just like, okay, I watch it. I change the channel. That's it. I don't let it become a big deal. Because I got in my head 1,000 things going on. And those are one things I don't give a shit for. Sports is one of those things I really don't give a shit for. I'll look at it, I'll glance at it, but I don't make it a big deal. 36. You feel it's only proper to dress up when flying or going to the doctor's office. Yes, not just because of church either. 37. You're still not sure what Alan Jackson meant when he sang that way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. But you definitely hear that song differently now than when you were a kid. To this day, I still don't know what the hell he meant by that. No, nobody tried to say it in the comments. I probably understand it now, but back then, I still don't even know. What the fuck was he talking about? Was he talking about sex or something? Goddamn. Moving on. You know that sororities and fraternities mean something completely different in the South than anywhere else in the country? I wouldn't know because I never stayed at a dorm. 39. You caught a crawdad with your bare hands. I ain't never done that shit. 40. 40. You know, you know someone of nearly every denomination. You got your Lutherans, your Catholics, your Baptists, your Presbyterians, your Methodists. Seriously, the list goes on and on. It's just like going to college. And I mean, when I was in college, I went to El Camino when I came back from Louisiana. I went to two colleges. I went to El Camino and Dominguez Hills. Seriously, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know. Seriously, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And really, I didn't. It's like none of it worked. It's like none of it worked when I went to college. It just didn't click to me. It's like, can't do it. So I figured my skills, my talents would kind of help me out. And it did. It made me into an author. Not a well-known author, but it takes some time. Number 41. The music from a banjo, acoustic guitar, and a fiddle playing all together is a sweet and perfect fusion of your favorite sounds, almost like smooth jazz. It's like you listen to Keiko Matsui. You would instantly fall asleep. It's like me and smooth jazz. I would really just go to sleep. Just listening to that. Just like, boom. I'll be out like a light. I'm trying to relax. All I have to do is like click on AOL radio, put smooth jazz, turn it down really low. But not really low, but low enough for me to get relaxed. Or even when I'm taking a soak, that helps. So like all you hear is that music and you're just relaxed. That's probably what I'm going to do over the weekend anyway. 42. Backyard bonfires are your idea of a perfect nighttime get-together. Wouldn't know about it. Now we reach the last three. Really, I never knew about a backyard bonfire. Never had one. 43. You don't know how strong southern accents are until you move somewhere else. Sorry, what's that? Darn it. Ah, damn it all to hell. There you go. It's like, even now, even if I were to read like some text, I would never say darn. I'd say damn. I would just replace it with, darn it, I would say damn it. Because it just sounds much, it just make a lot more sense. Instead of just hearing, darn it. Because certain people would do that, there's some people that would actually say, darn it. Me, damn it. Number 45 is true to this day because we got Roscoe's. Fried chicken and waffles were sent from heaven straight to the south. Damn right. And 45. I can say this to a couple people because most of my friends are on the East Coast and South. You know that no matter where you are in the world, if you run into a fellow Southerner, you got a true friend in them. I know. Most of my friends are on the East Coast and the South. And for that, I'm thankful for that. So, this video is probably the most interesting video I've ever had a chance to deal with. It was worth the time for me to get to this video, to this article, do it, and possibly, and possibly just share it with you guys. So if you like these little quips and quotes, or if you have a few that you remember yourself, please share them in the comment section. I will be posting this post haste as soon as possible. And I'll see you next time with more videos. So yeah, take care, God bless, and Tenkai Muso.